spirit run free. Up on the mountain, down in the valley, I hear Katahdin echoing back, southern harp. So follow on this footpath, follow blaze after blaze, to the whites of New Hampshire, lead you on to Maine. Oh, it's these mountains I love best, where fall comes alive, and the climb to Katahdin, Father of the skies. Oh, I hear Springer call my name, southern harp, let your spirit run free. Up on the mountain, down in the valley, I hear Katahdin echoing back, southern heart, hear the wind, ooh, touch the sky, ooh, ooh. I wouldn't go sing.
Yay!
I wouldn't go sing the whole thing.
I want your CD. Where's your CD?
Yes, it is summer solstice. Hike naked day here on the Appalachian Trail, as seen by 12 naked old men. This is crazy. This is a birdhouse. Where's the little suet bag
Suet bag.
for the woodpeckers?
Nothing about suit.
0.4 miles? You seem to be sweating a little bit. In fact, dripping.
That's the steepest blue blaze water I've gone on yet.
Well, let's take a look over that sign there. It would be saying spring 0.4 miles steep. So this is the stone wall along which I'm walking right now, where there was a big Civil War battle in 1862, where 2 generals died. Not much of the walls left. Must have been a heck of a fight. At this point in time, I feel more like I'm hiking the suburbs from state park to state park. It's hardly the wilderness experience one would conjure up in one's mind when I think about the AT. I think it's break time. It's 2 o'clock and it's getting hot. And hot sucks. This trail is so flat and smooth, it's becoming kind of like a walk in the park, really. Keep walking through people's yards, state parks. I've come across several Coke machines already. So it has its positives and negatives. The positive being Coke machines and museums. The negative is seeing a lot of tourists, which doesn't exactly make it feel like a very wilderness kind of an experience. Okay, that was like a 14-mile day. Not too bad for a second day. Hope to kick it up a little bit. Very flat. Take advantage of it. Pennsylvania's coming up. It's gonna be notoriously rocky. I hear this place could be very crowded.
Just the thought of doing it is insanity.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the idea of through hiking the AT borders on insanity
Right, that's
as it
true.
is. It actually feels good once you're in, but
Jesus. It's about a half a mile to the shelter. I've only made maybe 11 miles today and I'm exhausted. Maybe I'm not eating enough. Maybe it's hot. Maybe I'm sleep deprived because I haven't been sleeping very well. All I know is not been the greatest day. Had a nice soak down there at the pool. That was great for about 30 minutes. I just tried to keep up with Cannibal up the hill. I can never do that anyway.
when I first started playing, I had a problem with topping the ball. I'd hit on top of the ball or I'd hit under it, hit it fat, and it would just plop up. So this golf pro showed me this, and I still use the trick when my swing gets out of control. You line up to the ball like you're going to hit it, then you pull the club straight up so that your arms are in front of you, and you just swing around like a baseball swing. And you do that a couple of times, and then you come back to the ground, and the memory takes it right where it needs to go every time.
So let's see that that golf club. That's a nice one. That's a turf wedge. Oh, merciful campground with your Coke machine so bright.
And this is
Oh shit! In fact, it's not just empty; it's broken. Oh, please, please! I need a Pepsi machine. Ah, fudge. Oh well. Guess I'll have to wait till I get to town. Walking into town. Why, I don't know. I guess I'm going to the post office and gonna get myself a soda. Cannibal's gonna get some chaw, drop some of this weight, mail it ahead. But no rides. Got sidetracked yesterday, but it was worth it. Got to go to a restaurant. A hiker from 94 let us use his shower in his house and gave us a couple beers. That was very nice of him. His name was Smooth. 2 miles to the next water. I've been out for a little while. Don't eat Cliff Bars without water. Make your mouth off and dry. More rocks, harbinger of things to come. I don't see how people make it down these things without poles. Reaching Caledonia State Park within the next little bit, because I can't drink this crap. Please let there be a Coke somewhere. Coke. I need a Coke. There it is. Aha. And there's Mike with the cheeseburger. The quarter-pound monstrosity upon which he's putting the ketchup and mustard. What a sweet day. It's probably gonna rain again, but whatever. I had a nice swim, $4. I had me a ice cream, fries, a Pepsi, big ass Pepsi. And I got to hang out in the sunshine for a while. I laugh at your most difficult. I laugh. Okay, I need to throw up now. Maybe it is difficult. This is crazy.
good news for you guys.
I gotta build something like this.
Ruby has an air freshener.
Oh, well, I don't have to priv right now. Funny enough. Look at this shit. This is craziness.
He waxes the floors.
This is heaven. Does he, like, must just live here for free and he has flowers? This has got to be the most stylish shelter.
Oh, no.
Life is good.
I like PA. They said PA sucks. Ha!
No, PA rocks.
PA. So here we have the famous. Is this the half gallon or the gallon?
Half gallon.
Oh heck, I can eat a half gallon.
Not a problem.
It's just that I don't want to.
Creamy goodness.
Oh God, can I help you with that?
No, not this one. This one's all me, baby.
All right. I'm gonna do my little tiny little challenge here. How many minutes is this now? 10 minutes?
14.
You hog! So are you gonna get a little bit of diarrhea from this? I too am doing my own kind of challenge.
Got my member of the half gallon wooden spoon.
Member of the half gallon club. So now after a half gallon challenge, you're having a cheesesteak. Wow, you do have a hiker metabolism, don't you?
The building itself was built from 1827 to 1829. It was moved into in 1829. They moved it down off the ridge to be more centralized so it could be seen from further away. Because the wall over here at this end of the house and then the wall over here facing the parking lot, they're just big flat brick walls with these two little round windows up top. So I started doing some research into it and found out that they were signal windows. At night, which was the only time that runaway slaves could travel because that was the only safe time, they would put a lantern in one of the windows signaling which way to approach the house, which way was the safest. The house itself, when they started building, right from the start, they were thinking about a place to house runaway slaves. But back when this was an active iron mine, the whole valley from top of one side to the top of the other and 6 miles across, or 6 miles deep, was clear of all trees. So you could see the house from long ways away. And matter of fact, being an iron mine, Fuller Lake over there, in 1890, the mine closed up just because they got so deep that technology couldn't keep up with it. And they started filling up with water, they couldn't keep it pumped out fast enough. So they just closed the mine up and left it all. At night, these two doors in this area right here was pretty active for runaway slaves. Now, obviously back then,
Oh man, that is cool.
the hatch was a little more concealed, not quite so easy to see, and they probably had something over top of it to keep from seeing it if they just looked in the window or looked in the closet here. And we'll be going down there next. It's not very deep. It's only about 4.5 feet deep. 3 steps down on the ladder, and then you'd be on the ground.
Creepy.
All right, don't nobody shut us in here.
This down here is where runaway slaves would come. Once they came down here, they could end up staying for just one night or 3, 4, maybe even 5 nights, depending on how safe it was to go further north. Once they came down, they were completely dependent upon the Ege family, which were the ones that owned the house and the iron mine. Food was very erratic. Might have breakfast at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. be a loaf of bread.
You probably didn't know what time it was.
Yeah,
down here.
yeah. Once you come down here, the hatch up there closes and you're in complete darkness. So they were down here in complete darkness and had to be absolutely silent when they were down here. So like I said, during the day, there's activity going in and out all day long upstairs. Business being conducted in the office right over here. Now with the silence and in the dark, for an adult, it might not be too difficult. Now, imagine being down here with maybe a 3 or 4 year old, trying to keep them quiet. They're scared, they're hungry, they don't know what's going on. They're in the dark like this. Not an easy feat. Once they were down here for a while and were able to leave, the egg A's would come, let them out here, give them directions onto the next stop, which is in Boiling Springs. A runaway slave was only able to travel 3 to 4 miles a night because traveling at night, they had to be quiet for one. Any sort of
headlamps.
Yeah, no headlamps. Might have a lantern, but still they have to keep it awfully dim so they aren't seen from far away. So it was a very long journey for them, going all the way north to Canada. This area here, even though it is Pennsylvania and was free state, it was still not free for a runaway slave.
So here I am at the halfway point, or at least halfway point you can see. What's changed? Well, I got rid of my down blanket, I got rid of my winter clothes, I got rid of my rain gear, I got rid of my Crocs. I'm basically trying to lighten my load because in the heat it's very, very heavy, even a light load. I've still got maybe 10 pounds of food, so I'm probably carrying maybe 20-25 pounds right now, which feels pretty good. I got a kilt, which feels a lot cooler than shorts. And how have I changed mentally? I just sort of, I'm just here. This is the trail, this is my home. There's good days on the trail, there's bad days on the trail, and so forth, and the same way at home. It's no different. So a lot of people are dropping out now, and I think those are the ones that wanted to have a good time and wanted to party and ran out of beer money. And all their friends dropped off. And at this point, you got to make a decision, I think. Are you committed to doing the damn thing or aren't you? Because it's not always fun. That's just the way it is. So I'm committed. The cannibal over here is committed. Should be committed. Kid though, really, seriously. So off to Maine, man. The trail's flat. I can do 15s and 20s now, and although today I'm only going to do 10 again because I have to get to the post office. It'll be closed, but one day at a time. Hoorah!
Oh, there's another good reason to love PA.
Why is that?
Soda.
Yes! I'm a man who believes in science. Is this out of order?
I don't know. It's kind of scary looking.
Give it a shot.
Okay, thanks.
Does it work? Oh, good thing. Well, that's fine.
I'm moving along.
It's private property. Well, it's actually it's a public place. Whatever.
I'm moving along.
I have no problem
Don't
moving
want
on.
to make Ray mad.
All right. So Ray says there's a store right up the road there, just a little bit.
Yeah, and I take back everything bad I said about Ray.
How'd you know his name was Ray? Oh. You know. Oh, dude. What is that? It's cheesesteak?
Well, sort of steak and cheese.
You know, I was all boo-hoo about, no, it's not the wilderness experience I wanted. It's not Georgia. Oh, I'm not isolated from people. Excuse me. I got ice cream.
And Mountain Dew.
And I got turkey sandwich and Mountain Dew. I'm a happy camper.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye. She's coming to get us.
All right. Shuttle, shuttle, shuttle. How long? I am freaking soaked in sweat. Notice there are 2 beds here. Yeah, no hanky-panky going on here. Oh man, I got the good seasoning, but I can't use it. I'm not cooking, so off to the side it goes. I'm pretty much just doing Cliff Bars, Cliff Bars, Cliff Bars, baby wipes, toilet paper, alcohol, nope. Rice noodle, nope. Rice noodle, nope. Rice noodle, niet. Bean stew. This was supposed to be vacuum sealed, which it ain't. Haven't eaten it. I ate it once. Gave me gas really bad. Extremely heavy. That stays behind. Little crackers. I keep those. Parmesan cheese out. Spam in. Mashed potatoes out. Mashed potatoes out. Tea. I'm not cooking anymore. That's out. If you didn't know by now, I left my stove. I sent my stove ahead. Macadamias, very high in calories. Olive oil is out. So that's it. 2 pounds a day. Makes for, like, say, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Cliff Bars and 3 Spams. That's 25, 50, 75, 1,000. 25, 50, 75. That's 2,000. With crackers is, let's say, 2,200. Macadamias, 2,500 calories a day, and that's probably more than enough because there's lots of opportunities to stop off and get a hamburger or something. One thing the AT hiker cannot live without is a steady supply of cashola. Don't ask me how much I've spent already because it's making me sick. Studying the map here, are you? An 8-mile shortcut is an 8-mile shortcut. That's worth carrying the map for, right?
Yeah, we gotta go like 2.9 and you're cut out like 12, so I guess closer to 10 miles.
Where's that?
Blue Mountains, the pinnacle. We turn here on at the Pocahontas Spring. Take 1.2, 0.6, 0.6, 0.4, 0.9, rejoin this, so we just bypass this.
Oh, that's a stupid loop, ain't it?
Yep. Well, it takes you over the pinnacle.
Well, screw the pinnacle.
Yeah.
It's a very humid day. It's supposed to be 95, mid-90s. But it's overcast, so it's not as perceptible. How can it be closed? Well, it's Saturday. God's sakes. 95 degrees out on the road, and it's probably about 90 in here in the shade, which feels cool, actually, and relatively speaking. Well, I'm at 320 feet elevation, hardly the Appalachian Mountains. A lot of barberries, or whatever the heck they're called, on the ground here. And I'm between 2 cornfields. I'm walking a strip of farmland about 25 yards wide. Down to that other end there is the other cornfield, or wheat field, or hay field.
Yazzie, have you been eating the boysenberries again?
No.
It's 3:40 p.m.
They were all like this.
It's 28th of June. I'm gonna shock myself. And it's like 95 degrees, and now I gotta go out into the most dreaded thing on the trail, which is the open field in the blazing sun at 95 degrees. Cannibal is way behind. I don't know if he's going to stop off at another motel. I don't know if he's losing his motivation. He wanted a 0 tomorrow again at Duncannon. I certainly as hell am not. I'm going to keep on hiking, and this might be actually a good way to make miles. I'm wasting a lot of time here. I think it's important to stay goal-oriented and maintain some kind of a standard, yet not be too rigid and make exceptions when you have to. But there's no way in hell I'm doing 2 zeros in 3 days. So off I go. Hike, hike, hike. I'm right on the edge of route something or another, 322 maybe. 2 miles from the shelter, just about to go uphill. And lo and behold, trail magic, hooray! That looks like a mosquito pool, not very drinkable. No, I don't think so. Here I am at the outskirts of Duncannon. And now it is broiling hot. It's probably getting up to 90 right now. So I'm gonna go down to the Doyle Hotel and hang out there and have a beer and contemplate whether I just stay or wait till there's another cannon. Wait till like 5 o'clock. Try to lay it out of here. Take a few more miles. Okay, had a couple beers in that bar back there. Now it's getting close to 4. And starting to rain. I'm gonna go down to the truck stop here and get a shower, because I can. Rinse out my shirt, wait out the rain. Then hopefully hike 4 more miles to the shelter and call it a day. It's like a motel room. It's a motel room without a bed. And it's all for $8, which means they didn't say a time limit. I can hang out here for like an hour or 2. Yeah, I even got soap and a towel. I'm in hog heaven.
When that rain and snow is falling and that wind is ripping round without a care, there is a shelter deep in the mountain.
Looks like that shower, the shower was a complete and total waste of time. I'm completely saturated again. I haven't hiked 30 minutes. But whatever. Just keep rinsing my stuff out probably every day if I get a chance, just to get the salt out. Well, it was only a 800-foot climb to 1,240 or so. But I'll tell you, after a long day and 3 beers and the heat, it almost killed me. Now I'm exhausted. And I hope this isn't the beginning already of all those famous Pennsylvania rocks. Hopefully there's 50 more miles of reprieve before that crap starts up. This has been nothing but rocks and poison ivy. Good bear. That's a bear. Get out of here. That was 2 of them. Not only was that 2 of them, but they didn't really give a shit about me. and they just kind of ambled off very slowly. And oh yeah, they were huge. Probably as big as they get around here. I've done 7 miles to this shelter, and I'm kind of tired. I think I'm not eating enough. I just had another Cliff Bar, which makes maybe somewhere like 800 to 1,000 calories for the day so far. And I'm almost too embarrassed to admit it here on video, but I actually was so wired from the coffee that I actually went the wrong way and hiked 1.5 miles south. Luckily, I ran into a familiar hiker and I said, "Why are you going south?" And he's like, "I'm not." I'm like, "Yeah, you are." "No, I'm not." Oh my God! I hiked 1.5 miles the wrong way. So now, what was a 4-mile hike to water is going to be 5.5. So, whatever. I still feel caffeinated, so I still feel pretty good energy. And I was wondering why it was uphill. Because the hike's supposed to be downhill. Flat or downhill. Oh, jeez. I'm actually enjoying being out here on the trail as hard as it is. At least it's my thing. And on my terms, my rules. And if I drop my hiking pole, so what? It's irrelevant. If I go the wrong way, it's irrelevant. If I slip and fall, as long as I don't break something, it's irrelevant. Because the only thing that really matters is getting there. And if I get to Mount Katahdin, then I got to Mount Katahdin, and it was a goal achieved. I've always felt the desire, I guess the word is, to to achieve on my terms, and that's why most of my pursuits are individual. I hear is the Earl Schaefer shelter. I'm actually back to where I started from. There's the shelter up there. After my 1.5 mile detour.
That wind is ripping round without a care. There is a shelter deep in the mountain.
I'll be coming up on 3 hours without water. It's been about 2.5. Starting to get a little thirsty here. And the last thing I want to do is come over more rocks. I'm getting tired.
Light shine through. Thank you.
Also a very incredibly cold night. As you can see, I'm wearing this sweater I found in a hiker box. If it hadn't been for that, I'd have been really, really cold and miserable. With it on, I was just cold and hardly able to sleep. I still need a little bit more warmth than just that blanket.
And everywhere running muddy waters. Join me, heavenly lady, in my sacred mountain home.
Now, this is very interesting. I don't know what it is. Maybe it was an old... I couldn't even venture a guess. It looks like a kiva from out west. Midwest Arizona, New Mexico. This is interesting. I don't know, maybe that what we saw before was a foundation of an old mill, maybe a water wheel, like the mechanism for the grindstone, the foundation of the mill. Anywho, now we come to this big wall here, which is interesting. Let me just not lose my footing here because it's kind of wet. And then turn the camera as soon as I can get some footing. There we go. Look at that. Big old wall. That took some doing. So,
Holy One, light shine through.
cool drink, and oh please be full. I'm starting to get kind of scared to even look because they tend to be empty half the time these days, and This one feels cool, like there's still some, come on. Oh yeah, there's one Sprite left. And milk and water. Wow, that's... Oh, I see, these, I think these were cool. Hopefully that's water. Anyway, the last one, thank you. I was thinking I was gonna hike 6 miles without water. And that says Lickdale Food Phones 2.3 miles. Oh, please. It's probably closed. Any water here? Water. Water, yes. Oh, thank God. I'm saved. That's what I'm talking about. Solid poison ivy. I don't think I can get through here without touching it. On a day like yesterday, I would have wanted to have quit the trail if it had continued like that. 20 miles, no water, no food, consequently, and a lot of uphill. But the worst of all, my least favorite is encroaching poison ivy with incredibly rough rocks that are very hard on the ankles and feet. On a day like that, I would have wanted to have quit. So the trick is not to have too many days like that. I'm rehydrated, or at least I'm in the process of rehydrating. So I can carry on. If the trail was like that again, I'd really have a hard time. And that's what I'm facing for the next week when I hit the rocks of northern Pennsylvania.
I'm Chaco and she's Toe Socks. I'm 54. I'll be 54 in August.
I'll be 60 in November.
Well, just pay attention, America. You can still kick a young man's ass any day of the week if you just keep hiking. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm walking down the side trail here to the famous 501 shelter, whose name rings a legend echoing all the way down to Georgia, from whence I first heard it. It's supposed to be quite a shelter. It's got a caretaker, and you can order pizza from it. Okay, let's get rid of some excess weight. And I've got lots of it. I just kind of stuffed it all in there. Okay, I'm going to start taking the advice of the retirees that I hiked with and who out-hiked me. They are ultralight. They believe in carrying less weight and food so that you expend less calories carrying it and get to town faster so you can eat more food there. So I'm going to carry 2,000 calories a day for 5 days, which forces me to do 15, 16 miles a day. So that's 5 Cliff Bars is 1,000 calories, 2 jumbo tunas is 800, and a Spam single is 250. So that's about 1,000. This must be the solar shower. And the spigot. And this is all the stuff I'm leaving behind again, which is macadamias, oil, bean stew, Chinese seasoning, Parmesan cheese, tea, a whole bunch of Cliff Bars for some lucky individual who happens to like them. right now. I went ahead and strained the front of my foot. And if I had been really smart, I think I'd have stopped right away. I may try to hobble my way to Port Clinton, rent a car, and take a little vacation for a week if that's what it takes. But it would be really stupid to hike on something that's sprained. So as long as it takes, that's how long I'm going to be off the trail. Thankfully, my left foot is doing much better. I think it was a bursitis, perhaps, because there was this kind of a sac of fluid around the bursa. I believe there's a bursa there that lubricates the tendons in my flexor digits, anterior in my anterior foot. And I think the bursa got inflamed because it felt like a sack of jelly.
No spring today.
Okay, well, we've been like 8 miles, 10 miles without water and getting very thirsty. So Bill here is, since it's raining, has decided to, desperate times, desperate measures, and he's drinking off of his pack cover.
Not getting very much.
And he's getting a
sip here,
getting a little sip there. That's okay. Made it into town here with Bill. Bill's a section hiker, and we were drinking out of little puddles on the rocks because it's been an entire day without water, and the only thing that's kept us going is no food or water, for that matter. The only thing that's kept us going is the thought of a beer.
2 miles my ass. It was more like 3. I don't know what, if it's the valley or something that town's in. Didn't get the first bit of breeze until I got a 1/10 of a mile. I could see the hotel.
So you walked from where?
From some grocery store in Hampton.
Hamburg.
Hamburg to here. Probably 2.7, 2.8 miles.
And if
Very
I was a
hot, very
real,
windy.
if I was a real bud, I'd have stuck with you. But instead, I took a shuttle here and hung out in the AC. I got an MSR filter for $100, but since New Jersey is supposedly a pure mud puddle, and I was advised to get that, so that's what I got. I also got a pair of long pants and an Under Armour shirt for those cold nights and keeping the bugs off. And essentially, I paid $200. This trip is expensive, but you know what? So's life. Just goes to show these horror stories of, oh, Pennsylvania's all rock. One of the best lessons you can learn is don't listen to stories, just hike. It's never as bad as you think. This right now is the yellow brick road of hiking.
Expectations kill.
Expectations kill, and we got out of the hotel. I spent 2 days there. I think I rationalized it as being a smart move because my ankle was, a little messed up, and I was not looking forward to hiking at all this morning. And it just goes to show things can turn around 180 degrees, and I feel great now. We did a little shortcut. It was a North Carolina type 800-foot climb or more. We'll call it an 800-foot climb, and I did the whole thing without stopping, and I kept right on hiking. So it feels really good to know that your body is in pretty damn good shape. I just cameled up on some water, nice clear, delicious mountain water, which I think is one of the great things about the AT is you live on very pure water for 6-7 months, and I think it's got to heal you physically. I also eat a lot of organic granola bars. I think there's something to it. I take vitamins religiously. I feel better than I began, which is different from 06, where I felt just completely worn out because I was not eating well, I was not taking vitamins, etc., etc. So I would highly recommend to anyone, just don't skimp on food. Your food is your energy, it's your fuel. take the vitamins, take the glucosamine, chondroitin, sulfate, because I don't take hardly any ibuprofen ever. I think I can count maybe 6 times I've taken it on the whole trail. If it's bad, ignore it. If it's good, lock it in. And just keep going and look for good things, because good things are going to come. And it was a very good day. And I say hiking is good.
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 It's good.
Now say it like you mean it.
Hiking.
It looks like the refrigerator that was supposed to be there full of ice cream on the honor system has not been there for 3 years now. Cannibal is doing a sad face and dripping in sweat.
Yeah, we're honeymoon hiking, so.
Oh yeah?
We just did like a 200-mile skip, trying to catch up with some friends.
So you're married? You just got married?
We got married in Amicalola Falls March 15th and left the 23rd. So yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
We're from Georgia, obviously.
So how's it going?
That's fun. Having a good time.
When I realized where I was and there were some angels down there giving out fresh fruit and soda
We
and
definitely
water.
didn't hit angels in Georgia.
I hit 2 of them right off the bat, but then
In Georgia?
I've had more trail magic in the last 3 weeks than I've had in the last 3 months. Ah, cool.
How many times have you had trail magic, do you think? Total?
Awesome.
Dozen?
Total, yeah.
To get another pair. My second snake in 30 minutes. And this guy he's mellow, but he's right on the trail.
We're here. The knife Yazzie is referring to is the knife's edge, followed by bare rocks, both notoriously shitty rock sections. Plus this little section says continuous views, extreme exposure, and adverse weather, which would be the sun. Unmaintained, very rocky and open. So, we're right next to the power line. We're going to follow the power line down, catch the mountain road, take that to the Pennsylvania Turnpike, and that into Sladdington, which is rumored to have a sports bar with cold beer.
They're closed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it's Monday. At least we got a hose. That was worth a 100-yard walk.
It actually feels kind of good, man.
Maybe I'll do my beard. Ooh! Look! 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 It's full! Hey, hold it up.
That was actually cool.
Oh, look! This one's new, too.
I'm telling you, these haven't been here that long.
Oh!
They're not horrible.
Okay, that was the first beer I ever found on the road.
That's cool.
It's not good. I wouldn't say that's good.
That's Coors Light.
Are you gonna drink it? This should be fine. Oh yeah, ice cream and there's nobody here. What the hell?
It better be open with all these flags as they open. The weather's going to be cool, low 90s. I'm blessed. I've had 4 things. 4. They should have taken me off the trail.
Okay, first morning out of Slaterville, Sloppyville,
Palmerton's where we stopped.
Palmerton. So we're on the winter trail, which is easier than the summer trail. And does it cut anything off or just easier?
I think it's just easier.
It is easier.
You go up a hill and slope.
This is what I call my kind of hiking. And it's a blue blaze.
But we're still hiking.
Still hiking. To Maine. Blue blazing is the place to be. Let's get a couple here for a taste. They have a lot of antioxidants, so that should offset any toxins. Okay, there it is. Now I understand this Pennsylvania rock thing. Jeepers. This is nuts. It's almost scary. How do you get down this without falling? This is insane. This is rock climbing. I've got experience, a little bit of experience rock climbing, I'm telling you. I feel more protected with some kind of harness on. Oh well, just made another, maybe I just made another mile. Maybe I only have like 8 to go. Now I realize a terrible, terrible mistake I just f***ing made. I actually took a wrong turn and I'm taking the hard trail. Oh no. Oh no, I need to backtrack. Oh no. Oh, that's the worst mistake I ever made in my life. Cannibal, why did you freaking move on with that map, you bastard? Oh, shit. Up at the top, I should have perhaps continued on the blue trail. Something is completely wrong here. Oh, shit. Somehow I think I'm lost. Well, it only seems logical to retrace my steps through all that crap, probably for like a mile or two, back to the blue blaze. I took a wrong turn at that sign. Oh, that's awful. That is bloody awful. Along the bottom of the mountain, there's an old white blaze. I think it's an old one. And ow! I'm just gonna follow this. Cannibal. I give him the map, and it just burns up the road and leaves me behind. Yeah, see, there's arrows, white arrows. That's not white blazes. So I'm either on the old Appalachian Trail or some alternative trail. I am assuming that this is a side trail back to town. So I think I'll just go back to town, try to call that hostel, and get a ride up 12 miles and just call it a day. There's no way I'm going over that crap again. Okay, I'm coming down onto a parking lot of some sort. Oh man. This is exactly where I started from. I've come full circle. Shit. That is just, oh well. Well, here we go again, kids. Back to town. Could be worse. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. In this case, life gave me a bowling alley. So I'm gonna bowl till 5, and then I'm gonna try to call the hostel and see if I can get a ride right from here. So this is the hostel that I got a ride from the bowling alley last night. And now back to the trail. Ridge Runner, Rue. How old are you, Rue?
I'm 28 years old.
So you're one of the youngest Ridge Runners out there. So what does a Ridge Runner do?
Well, a lot of times we carry around shovels. Sometimes I put the shovel down and I don't carry it. Other times, I sometimes rest the shovel like up against a tree,
Yeah.
you know, and I let the tree kind of support the shovel.
Do you ever do like a garden gnome pose with a shovel?
Well, sometimes I'll put the I'll put the shovel on my shoulder like this.
Like a hi ho, hi ho.
I'll kind of stand here like this,
And
that seems to go over well.
here we are in another seedy hotel.
This one's from Saks, this one's from Mason.
Yeah, walked in on her vacuuming the sheets instead of washing them.
Vacuuming the sheets.
Had a vacuum cleaner up on the bed.
Well, here at Giant resupplying. The processing begins. I got here some Gatorade. I'm gonna mix up my Carnation Instant breakfast in there. Peanuts, raisins, the good old raisins and peanuts. I think it's time for sunscreen. A little coffee, a little hiking boost, hard salami, other Gatorade. Cocoa to add with a Carnation Instant breakfast. Pineapple. Ziplocs, you can never have too many of those. I splurged, I gotta have some kind of fruit. I haven't had any fruit in like 2 weeks. I'm gonna have cherries or some peaches. And this is gonna be my new staple, Carnation Instant breakfast.